Season 9 of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, is back and promising more chaos, heartbreak, and jaw-dropping twists than ever before. 8 couples are confirmed to return for this roller coaster season, but fans quickly notice something odd. One couple is missing from the trailer. The hit spin-off dives into the post-wedding lives of 90-day couples, capturing everything from rocky relationships and emotional breakthroughs to devastating breakups. And this season, it's no exception. One couple fans won't see this time is Angela Deem and Michael Ilesanmi. Last season, viewers watched Michael finally arrive in the US, only for the relationship to unravel quickly. After months of explosive arguments, he walked out, and now the two are embroiled in a legal battle. No surprise, they're officially out for Season 9. Meanwhile, Jasmine Pineda and Gino Palazzolo are very much in, and things have only gotten messier. Jasmine, now living in the US, stirred the pot by getting pregnant with her gym buddy, Matt Brownies. Despite welcoming a baby girl, Matilda, in March 2025, Jasmine claims she and Matt are just friends. But hey race the kicker, Jasmine now lives with Matt, while Gino is seen dating someone new. Yes, it's that messy. The trailer teases fiery confrontations, trust issues, and the aftermath of Jasmine and Gino's failed attempt at an open marriage. The season isn't short on drama-packed couples. Along with Jasmine and Gino, hey race who else is returning? Brandon Gibbs and Julia Trepkina, Adnan Abdel Fattah and Tiger Lily Taylor, Cara Bass and Guillermo Royer, Jovi Dufresne and Yara Zaya, Elizabeth Pothast and Andre Castrovet, Loren and Alexei Brovarnik, Darcy Silva and Georgi Rusev. But hey race the twist, Brandon and Julia are completely missing from the official Season 9 trailer. Every couple featured in the trailer gets about 15 seconds of screen time except for Brandon and Julia. They're nowhere to be found in the 3-minute preview, and fans are left wondering why. Even more curious, the couple has been radio silent on social media, opting out of promoting the new season entirely. While the rest of the cast like Loren, Yara, and Darcy have been hyping up their return with posters and teasers, Julia's Instagram has focused on her late dog Simba and updates from her dog care business, Kingdom for Dogs. Not a single promo in sight. This is a huge shift from late 2024, when Julia actively promoted 90 Day, the last resort Season 2 alongside Jasmine and Sophie Sierra. So what's going on? Despite their absence from the trailer, TLC confirms that Brandon and Julia will appear in Season 9. Their storyline will focus on their renewed efforts to grow as a couple. Julia is expected to follow through on her promise to visit a fertility specialist, and Brandon is set to help bring her parents to the US. They previously made these commitments during the last resort Season 2, and now, they'll be putting what they've learned to the test. But if things don't go smoothly, this could seriously strain their marriage. In an exciting crossover twist, 3 couples who now live in Florida, Loren and Alexei, Elizabeth and Andre, and Yara and Jovi will come together, resulting in some of the season's most explosive moments. Andrei's hot-headed personality is bound to cause friction, and the trailer already shows major clashes between him and the other cast members. One moment shows Loren accusing Andre of body-shaming her, while Elizabeth calls him out for being disrespectful. 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 premieres Sunday, July 6, 2025, and it's shaping up to be one of the most drama-filled seasons yet. From secret pregnancies and new romances to feuding cast members and absent faces, there's no shortage of reasons to tune in. And don't count Brandon and Julia out just yet. Their quiet return might just pack the biggest punch. Greg Chillick is finally making major moves both professionally and personally after months of uncertainty, drama, and fan speculation. The 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 star from Long Island, New York, has shocked fans by revealing a surprising new job, following rumors that his wife, Joan Khrushchev, may be pregnant. Greg, 35, tied the knot with Joan from Uganda on the show, but their road to happily ever after has been anything but smooth. When viewers first met Greg, he introduced himself as a baker with big dreams of owning his own shop. However, those dreams seemed far off as Greg struggled to land consistent work and carried around $8,000 in debt, much of it from visa expenses and legal fees. Fans watched Greg pass up job opportunities and clash with Joan over finances, especially since they were living in Greg's mom Lucille's home, with Lucille covering most of the bills. But now, everything seems to be changing. In a recent Instagram post, Greg proudly showed off his new job posing next to a Sikorsky UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter, surrounded by military personnel. "I have to admit my job is pretty amazing," Greg captioned the photos. "I'm getting to hang out with these guys and their insane equipment." He even gave a shout-out to his friend Jonathan W. for helping him land the opportunity. One curious follower asked Greg where he works. His reply, "I work for New York State." Another fan guessed the location might be Republic Airport in Farmingdale, but Greg stayed tight-lipped on specifics. While Greg's career finally seems to be taking off, things at home remain complicated. During 90 Day Fiancé Tell All, Greg and Joan were still living with Lucille, and Joan openly expressed frustration over their lack of intimacy, blaming Lucille's constant interference. Joan had also refused to use birth control, which caused tension with Lucille, who was adamant about not wanting grandchildren in her house. This only fueled the fire when rumors recently circulated that Joan might be pregnant. However, Joan herself has shut down those claims. Still, with Greg now employed and apparently thriving, there's a strong chance that the couple may have moved out or are preparing to soon. That alone could change the dynamic of their relationship dramatically. Interestingly, Greg's new job might actually be the same opportunity he turned down on the show. If that's the case, this new role signals not just personal growth but redemption. Earlier in the season, Greg tried his hand at freelance plumbing but couldn't commit to a long-term plan. Now, with what appears to be a government-affiliated job, he may finally be taking steps toward stability. While 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 might be wrapping up, Greg and Joan's story seems far from over. With new jobs, potential big moves, and baby rumors buzzing, fans are already speculating that they might return in a spin-off, maybe Happily Ever After? Or even The Last Resort. Either way, one thing's clear. Greg is finally turning things around, and Joan might just get the fresh start she was hoping for outside of Lucille's watchful eye. Rob Warren has become a familiar face in the 90 Day Fiancé universe, appearing on multiple shows in just over a year. First introduced in 90 Day Fiancé season October 10, 2023 alongside his partner Sophie, the couple's ups and downs quickly made them a fan favorite until things fell apart. The two returned for Happily Ever After? Season 8 in March 2024, then appeared on 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2 in December. But despite multiple rounds of therapy and attempts to reconcile, Rob and Sophie called it quits. Now, Rob is stepping back into the dating world on the franchise's newest spin-off, 90 Day Hunt for Love, a show where single veterans of the franchise search for a second shot at romance. But while Rob may be trying to move on in his love life, he's currently facing a personal heartbreak involving someone he holds even closer, his beloved dog, Rome. During a Q&A on his Instagram stories on June 6th, Rob gave fans an emotional update about Rome. When a follower asked about his dog, Rob replied, "Unfortunately, Rome isn't doing so good." It had been months since fans last heard about Rome's health, so the update hit hard. Rob revealed that Rome, now a senior dog, is really feeling his age lately. He asked his followers to send prayers and support, ending his message with a folded hands emoji. This wasn't the first time Rob had opened up about Rome's condition. Earlier in 2024, Rob shared heartbreaking news. Rome had been diagnosed with epitheliotropic lymphoma, a rare form of canine skin cancer that typically affects older dogs. He had discovered a lesion on Rome's lip, and tests confirmed the grim diagnosis. At the time, Rob's vulnerability touched fans deeply. Many knew how much Rome meant to him, especially after watching Rob navigate his difficult relationship with Sophie during Season 10. Rome had been by his side through it all. While answering the same fan Q&A, Rob also gave a brief update on how he is doing. "I'm good," he said, adding that he's staying busy and excited for the future. Rob's new appearance on 90 Day Hunt for Love marks a fresh chapter. The show brings together singles from past seasons to explore new romantic possibilities, and in true 90 Day fashion, drama isn't far behind. In one of the show's biggest twists, Rob spends a night with Jennifer, who is currently partnered with Cole but was previously involved with another franchise alum, Tim. Cole has no idea about what went down between Jennifer and Rob, but it's only a matter of time before the truth comes out. Jennifer claims the night was meant to teach Cole a lesson, but the fallout is expected to explode as tensions build. How it plays out between Rob, Jennifer, and Cole is shaping up to be one of the season's most talked about storylines. From navigating heartbreak with Sophie to caring for his sick dog and diving headfirst into dating drama, Rob Warren's journey has been anything but boring. While fans eagerly watch the romance unfold on Hunt for Love, many are just as invested in Rob's emotional world, especially his bond with Rome. Whether or not Rob finds love again, one thing's certain: he already has a soulmate in Rome. 90 Day Fiancé star David Toborowski is showing off his financial success after he said goodbye to his wife and baby. David and Annie Sowen began their reality TV show journey in 90 Day Fiancé Season 5. David faced severe money struggles when he met Annie, as he had no job. Since then, fans have watched David pull up his socks. David has become a licensed real estate agent and is thriving. David also has a host of other jobs he does to make money after moving to Thailand, and it looks like his hard work is paying off. David recently left Thailand to go to Manila to complete some official documentation work for his daughter. He's now shared a new post captioned, "Late flight, but heading back to Thailand after my trip to Manila." David added that all he had set out to accomplish in the Philippines had been done, and it was now time for him to go back to Thailand. David was looking forward to having a date night with Annie. David added a selfie from his flight back home to his sweet post. Annie commented on it, saying, "First-class guy," with a 100 emoji. David corrected her in his response, where he wrote, "Aw," and added, "Business LOL," to let her know which travel class he was using on the Thai Airways aircraft. David's financial struggles were a significant aspect of his journey on 90 Day Fiancé. Before meeting Annie, David faced a series of personal and financial setbacks, including a divorce, job loss, and health issues. These challenges led him to relocate to Thailand in 2013, seeking a fresh start. Upon returning to the United States with Annie, the couple encountered further financial difficulties. David's financial troubles were further compounded when he had to pay Annie's dowry, a traditional Thai custom. The dowry amounted to approximately $15,000, along with 2 water buffaloes and over $6,000 worth of gold. Due to his financial situation, David had to borrow money from his friend, Chris Thiemann, to fulfill these obligations. In addition to borrowing money from friends, David also sought financial assistance from his family. He approached his sister Nancy for a loan, but she refused, questioning his ability to repay the debt and manage his finances. Despite these setbacks, David remained committed to his relationship with Annie and continued to work towards financial stability. However, David has overcome past financial struggles to find success as a licensed realtor in Arizona, closing high-value home sales. Alongside his real estate career, he and his wife Annie have expanded their ventures by co-authoring a cookbook, running a popular Cameo account, and launching a fashion line. Their diversified efforts have helped them achieve financial stability and growth. David has been subtly showcasing his newfound wealth on social media. Whether through frequent flights, cosmetic procedures to look younger, investing in IVF treatments, driving a Rolls-Royce, or purchasing luxury properties worldwide. However, despite his financial success, the 90 Day Fiancé star seems to want to maintain a humble image, as he has yet to fly first class. There is one 90 Day Fiancé couple whose marital trouble claims aren't adding up. 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 just wrapped up, and Shekinah Garner and Sarper Govin's marriage was in a very hot and cold place. Shekinah and Sarper were originally featured in 90 Day Fiancé the Other Way Seasons 5 and 6, when the pair were trying to figure out what they wanted their future to look like. Despite which, the pair decided to get married. However, when they showed up to the Season 11 tell-all, they had a lot of resentment towards one another. Sarper had moved out for 10 days, less than a month after their wedding. They spent the night before the tell-all in separate rooms, and Shekinah spent Christmas alone. However, they may be putting up a false front. Shekinah and Sarper were painting an interesting financial picture leading up to 90 Day Fiancé Season 11. The pair had an agreement that Sarper would pay for Shekinah's trips to Turkey, since she was doing all the traveling. However, it was unclear how Sarper afforded that, given he is only a fitness instructor and lost half his clientele when Shekinah said he couldn't train females. On Shekinah's side, she came off as very rich because she was able to afford plastic surgeries, put her daughter through boarding school, and live a lavish-looking LA lifestyle. But during 90 Day Fiancé Season 11, When Shekinah and Sarper were talking to Shekinah's friends and the idea of a prenup came up, there was some alarming news. Shekinah said a prenup would be wise, but Sarper was very against it. Shekinah protested that a prenup would help Sarper too, since he had more assets than her. So in season 11, when Sarper says he is relying on Shekinah, it doesn't really make sense. It seems like the dynamic and portrayal they are trying to show is not entirely accurate when it comes to their finances and how they arrange them. Even though Shekinah and Sarper had been on 2 seasons of The Other Way, there was a huge piece of news that fans didn't find out until season 11. The pair had previously dropped the bomb that Sarper had a child that he never saw, and that Sarper wanted a child with Shekinah. However, that storyline and huge conversation were dropped in favor of a different narrative. In season 11, Sarper divulged that he had been married before. Usually, that means someone is in love, but Sarper has sworn up and down that he's only ever loved Shekinah. Sarper being a divorcee was convenient news because it added another layer to his and Shekinah's drama. It almost seemed fabricated since Sarper being a player before Shekinah was an idea that heavily pushed between the pair. So when Shekinah and Sarper detail their marital problems, it's hard to tell whether they're setting the optics up to echo how Sarper felt about his first divorce, which was that he regretted it. Another reason why Sarper and Shekinah might be fooling 90 Day Fiancé fans is because, during the tell-all, they came back together in a mushy way after an ugly fight when Sarper gave Shekinah an overdue sizable wedding ring. The gesture seemed planned, and is suspect considering how much disdain they had for one another shortly before that moment. Things must be better than they are letting on if Sarper's parents, whom he is very close to, were able to come to America and visit the pair. The 90DF alumni couple seem to inflate their issues on screen when things aren't in peril in real life. Reality TV is more popular than ever. With so many to choose from, here are some of the best reality TV shows to stream or watch right now. Shekinah and Sarper could have an angle to the tactic of high-emotion drama on screen versus a relatively normal life off-screen. They could be trying to retain their 90 Day Fiancé spotlight by coming up with new angles and dynamics in their relationship that lead them to have strong reactions that draw viewers. With their alleged marital problems, Shekinah and Sarper could be gearing up to try and be cast on the 90 Day, the Last Resort spin-off, which is a therapy-style show. Shekinah is also no stranger to reality TV, as she was previously on Baggage and Millionaire Matchmaker, so her goal may be to retain her celebrity. Moreover, there were rumors that Shekinah, Sarper, and her family would get their own spin-off, as her family had a Kardashian-like vibe. In any case, Sarper and Shekinah may be trying to present themselves as authentically as they can, and they have as many wild problems as they portray. However, there are certain things that happen on screen versus in real life that don't add up. The 90 Day Fiancé franchise gives many cast members with played-out and predictable storylines screen time after time, and Sarper and Shekinah, regardless of their authenticity, may be one of them.